Welcome to my channel Living Linux. In this video I'm going to have a quick look at some software on the RISC-V Lichee Console from Sipeed. So first we'll have a look at WebGL Aquarium. And we'll have to wait until it is fully loaded. So 500 fishes, we get around 30 frames per second. I don't think we have the full GPU acceleration, so hopefully with some software updates this will improve. And just as an experiment, if we take it up to 5000, we get around 10-11 frames per second. So one thing that I notice is that as soon as I start moving the mouse, that it drops to 8 frames per second, and then as soon as I stop moving the mouse, it goes up to 11 frames per second. So I think there's still a lot of optimization possible, because I don't think that moving the mouse should have such an impact on the frames per second. But yeah, I think from the software perspective, things are really experimental. And like I said before, hopefully we'll see some improvements in the future. So this was WebGL Aquarium. Well, perhaps before we go to Doom, I already played around with Quake on the Vision 5.2, so that's something that I also tried on the Lichee Console. Let's see. Yeah, I think this one. And I think it's playing a lot more fluid than on the Vision 5.2. And I mean, the Lichee Console, just like the Lichee Pi, has a better system on a chip. So, but that's not always a guarantee that things are faster, because yeah, the software also needs to make use of the better chip. So now if we go back to Doom, then the source code for Doom, it was already released like a long time ago, 97 actually. And it's also that it's been forked by a lot of people. One of the things actually is that I did try to compile it myself, this version, but that's not a good idea, because there's still a lot of errors in the code. Well, perhaps not all of them are errors, but you need to do quite some changes to the code before you can actually compile it. There's someone who documented all the changes that you have to do. And yeah. So once it is fully loaded, then yeah, so in the description of the video, you don't see actually what needs to be done, but yeah, there are people that followed the whole video, and it should get you to a result. So I also looked at some of the forks, but in the end, I found out that you can actually just install Crispy Doom, just like this, sudo apt install crispy-doom, and that's it. Well, Crispy Doom, it uses the game data of FreeDoom by default. So if we start it now, so it looks like Doom, but of course all the game data has been created by volunteers. So I also downloaded the shareware version of Doom, the original shareware version. Oh, here. So that was Quake. So if we go back to the downloads, so this is the shareware version, and then it specifically it needs this file. So if we open the terminal here, and then when we start Crispy Doom, it will find the game data of the original Doom. And it also has a demo mode, so we'll just let it play in demo mode. So I think that is the easiest way to get Doom running. I mean, like if you have a legal copy, then you can just use the game file of that legal copy. I never bought Doom, so that's why I just use the shareware version. Yeah, so that was Doom. I'll put the links to all these things in the description of the video. Yeah, some people, they might have noticed that I'm actually using a dark theme, and I found that theme from here. And I just picked the first one, Bazik. So if you go to get Bazik, and then there are several themes. can just click on the files. So I went with dark magenta, but you can also go with dark blue, dark green, dark orange, dark red, dark yellow. Perhaps you like a light theme better. So what you can do is in the settings, then there's appearance, and then you have to enable the set matching XFWM4 theme if there is one, and then you can just add it. So in this case, yeah, you can just find it in the place where you extracted it. And let's see, how did I do that again? How did I do that? Let's see. Downloads. Oh yeah, I think I just did it like this. So I don't need to edit. So I just cancel it here, but that's how you can install it. They also say that if you place it in a particular directory, that it should be able to pick it up automatically, but yeah, with the right mouse button, then it should also be possible. Yeah, so they supplied the image of the Lichee console with some example programs. So it might be a good thing to have a look at the README. And I use mousepad because it's a lightweight or a relatively lightweight text editor. I think by default it will try to open Visual Code, but that's a bit heavy for just a text file. Yeah, so there's SuperTuxKart. We can have a look at that. And so here in the home directory, there's SuperTuxKart zipped, so you need to extract it. So you can just say extract here, or extract to if you want to have it extracted somewhere else. And if we go to SuperTuxKart, yep, here it is, SuperTuxKart. No, we don't need to connect to the internet, so we'll just go like this. No. So I think the performance is better than with the Vision 5.2. But yeah, it's still not really fluid. But again, hopefully that when we get some future software updates, that the performance will improve. But it's playable. So I guess this is okay. We'll leave it like this. What else do we have in the README? Well, I'm going to skip the AI performance test because I already did Stable Diffusion. I think the YOLO is for image recognition. Yeah, there's Parole, video player. So they ship it with a 4K example file. So if you play it with Parole, then it will actually play it. So I think they do have access to a video hardware decoder. Although I think sometimes the playback is not really that fluid. But I think that's probably because they still need to optimize the GPU driver. But it's good to see that they can access at least one or more of the video hardware decoders. So it's impressive to see that it can do 4K. So here, that's, I don't know if you can see this on YouTube, that it was a bit choppy. Okay. So, okay. That took a while before it was back. Kodi GIMP, well, I think I can skip that. Kdenlive, well, I'm not really that experienced with video editing, but just as an example, I can start it. And I think one of the things I can try to show you is that, for instance, if we add the example video to edit, it's not really a big file. As you can see, it's 960 by 424 frames per second. So if you want to have a preview, then that sort of works. But yeah, 400p is not that big. I can try to, let's see if we can remove that clip. So I also tried another file, Cosmos Laundromat. So you can see 2048 by 858, 24 frames per second. And if we try to play this one, then in the beginning not that much is happening. But yeah, this is already too much for the preview. That's almost like a slideshow. So yeah, at the moment, if you're just editing with 480p, then perhaps it's doable. But yeah, this preview is not very promising for a good experience, and probably also the rendering time to get your results. Yeah, that's probably gonna take some time. But yeah, it's a good thing that at least Kdenlive is working. And hopefully when we get better GPU support, then that the experience also will become better. There's also KiCad, CAD program. I think switching to GL4ES is mostly just for performance. I don't know why they want you to empty the cache directory, but it's not really necessary to do that. But yeah, if it's giving some weird results, oh, it opened on the screen of the Lichee console itself, not on the external monitor. But here you can see that we have KiCad. And for instance, if we open this one, nope, that's also opening on the other screen. So we'll drag it here. So, well, I've never used a CAD program, but let's just say if we zoom in, we can zoom in, zoom in. So I don't know if we, or that we can just, no, well, I don't know. Okay, so we can scroll around a bit. Yeah, it is working, but yeah, I don't think you have to expect very good performance. Again, because I don't think we have full GPU support. But also here, it's good to see that yeah, it is working. So if you really have to, then you can use this. But for me, the most important thing is that it's a good thing to see that it actually works on RISC-V. And hopefully also with the new hardware that will come out this year, that things will get better performance, so you get a smoother experience. Yeah, so once you're done with KiCad, then you can switch back to Mesa. And again, they advise you to empty the cache. So that was the end of the README file. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, just some last thing. Someone is busy with getting the PS2 emulator Play working on RISC-V. So he says he has a working version for the Vision 5.2. And after a while, he also got access to a Lichee Pi. And he says that it's also working on the Lichee Pi, and that you can get pre-built packages, so you don't have to compile it yourself anymore. So I will also put a link to this in the description of the video. So all in all, yeah, it's a good thing to see that, but at least in my journey exploring all the things that actually do work on RISC-V, then I think the Lichee Console or the Lichee Pi, yeah, you can see with most things that it is the faster of the two compared to the Vision 5 2. Although some people say that with, for instance, things like compiling software, those kind of things, that they don't see that much difference between the two. But let's just say, at least with the games, then I can definitely see that it is smoother on the Lichee Console or the Lichee Pi. And then you also have to consider that the Lichee Console is only clocked at 1.5 gigahertz, and the Lichee Pi, the single board computer, is clocked at 1.8 gigahertz. So that's even a bit faster than the Lichee Console. Yeah, I tested some more software on the Vision 5 2, but I think this will give you already an impression of what it is capable of. Yeah, if I have anything else interesting, I will definitely try that PlayStation 2 emulator, but don't expect that you can play PlayStation 2 games at full speed. At least not yet. I think we still need better GPU drivers. But the author, or at least the developer that is working on the RISC-V version of the PlayStation 2 emulator, says that because the Lichee Pi and the Lichee Console, they do have vector instructions, and that should also help with the performance of playing PlayStation 2 games. So this is all for now, and I hope to see you again in my next video.